Class, I know I told you I would make a video going over what we were supposed to cover in class today. So here that is. Remember, I told you this was on page 33 in our workbooks. So when you get to class, you can watch this video, take out your workbooks, and write this down. Or you can take notes in a notebook and keep this with you. This is our blue margin problem if you are taking notes in the notebook. So this example is not on the top of page 33, but you will put this on the side of page 33. I don't expect you to write down this entire problem, but let me highlight what I do need you to write down. We are looking to write the equation of a line that passes through 2 points. Neither of the points is the y-intercept, and we're not given the slope. So we're going to look at the line that passes through -1, -2, and 3, 4. What I highlighted here in green is what I want you to write down in that margin. The next thing we're going to do is explore what this looks like on the coordinate plane. So I am drawing a y-axis and I am drawing an x-axis. And I'm going to plot those 2 points. -1, -2 is going to be down here. And 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be about here. So what I need to do is write the equation of the line that passes through these 2 points. Before we go too much deeper, I am going to jump over to the Desmos graphing calculator. This is a really handy tool, and I want to show you how this will help us work through this scenario. So remember these points, -1, -2, and 3, 4. What I'm going to do is graph this on that digital calculator. So on the side here, I am going to plot the point -1, -2. Do you see that show up on my graph? I'm going to label that. And I am going to plot the point 3, 4. And again, label that. Let me modify the screen. Make this a little bit brighter. Okay, I'm going to add some arrows on our axes just so that we can see this a little bit more clearly. I also want to kind of change my zoom. Okay, so there we are. There are my 2 points. So when we are writing the equation of a line, remember there are some key pieces of information we need. We are looking for our slope and our y-intercept. So my slope, remember, is rise over run. We're looking at that vertical change and horizontal change. So the rise tells me our up or down movements, and the run tells me the right or left movements. The B is my y-intercept. Where will our equation or our line cross the y-axis? So if I'm connecting these 2 points, I want to know where is it we are hitting the y-axis. So right here, what is that ordered pair? That's my B value. And right now, I don't know what that is, but we have tools to find it. Same with the slope. So between my 2 points, I need to figure out what is my rise, how far up do we go to get to the next point, and how far over do we go to get to the next point. So, that looks awful. Okay. How do we get there? So let's count the rise. How far is it from -2 to +4? -2 minus 4, or 4 minus negative 2. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Distance, the distance between 2 points is the difference between the 2 points. So 4 minus negative 2, 4 plus 2, because a double negative becomes a positive. This gives me a rise of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my rise is 6. My run, we're going from negative 1 on the x-axis to positive 3. So again, I started with my 4 for that difference. I'm going to start with my 3 for the difference. 3 minus negative 1, again, a double negative. So this gives me a run of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so my left or right movement is 4. 6 over 4 does reduce. I do encourage you to reduce your fraction. So 6 over 4 is the same thing as 3 over 2. Now I know the m is 3 over 2. So how do we find the b? We're going to solve for b. Take your y equals mx plus b, substitute in what we know. We know now that m is 3/2. We don't know the b value. We have two different ordered pairs that give us an xy value we can use in the equation. I like to use as many positive values as I can, so I'm going to use 3, 4 as my x and my y. So where I have x, I'm going to put 3. So 3/2 times my x value. And I'm going to put the 4 where I have my y. So now y equals mx plus b becomes 4 equals 3/2 times 3 over 1 plus b. So we simplify. 4 equals 3/2 times 3 is 9/2. We can rewrite that as a decimal, so 4 equals 4.5 plus b. Now we bring in our equation solving skills from topic 1. We need to get the b by itself, so we're going to undo our constant by subtracting 4.5 from both sides. 4 minus 4.5 is negative 0.5. That gives me my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is at 0, negative 0.5. So my equation, and I'm going to type this in over here, y equals my slope, 3/2, times x minus 0.5. Do you see that green line and how it goes through both of those original points? And that black line that I had drawn, this green line and that black line are the same. This is my equation. It goes through both points and it's looking pretty good. Okay, so that's our process. Let's take a look at this. In your workbook, you have this problem at the top of the page on page 33. Okay, so again, still on page 33. We have the ordered pair 5, 4 and the ordered pair negative 1, 6. I would encourage you to grab a sheet of graph paper. I have some in the classroom. I'm making more copies every day. So I'm going to graph 5, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my first point. And then negative 1, 6. 6. It's going to be up here. So I'm looking at the connection between these 2 points to find the equation of my line. So I'm looking for that rise and that run. So what is my slope? Now this is decreasing from left to right, so please make sure when you find your slope that it is negative, but you want to look for that rise over run. So identify, what is that difference between 4 and 6? And maybe you can see that we are going down to 4 to 6 or 6 minus 4, okay? And then 5 to negative 1. So at 5 to negative 1 is a distance of 6. So negative 2 over 6, again, that reduces to negative 1/3. And then find your b value. Remember to take that y equals mx plus b. Pick one of your ordered pairs to be your xy. Maybe you're going to use 5, 4. 4 is my y. My slope is negative 1/3. And then 5 is my x. Solve for b. Remember your fraction rules, or on your calculator, if you do some calculator work, if I do negative 1 divided by 3 and then hit the enter button, I'm going to get a decimal. That gives me negative 0.3333, and that goes on. Okay. After that, hit the multiplication button times 5 and then hit enter again. And you should get 1.66666. Okay. So if you do that calculator work, you're going to get 1.67. And it's actually going to be negative. So 4 equals negative 1.67 is fine. And now add your constant. Since it's negative, add your constant to get your b value. Use that Desmos graphing calculator to double check your work. It works out quite nicely. You can type in that equation, type in those ordered pairs, make sure everything matches up. I hope this was helpful for you. I look forward to seeing you in class, and ask me any questions.